Hello, this is Manesh Patel with Ichimoku Trade. Today is May 26, 2016, and what we want to do is go for a little market forecast. A lot of people are asking what is now going to happen, and the reason why is we are pretty much at the end of May entering the U.S. summer months. Normally in U.S. summer months, the theory of sell in May and go away takes place. A lot of times the summer months indicate a lot of volatility. Sometimes they trend too, which is breaking the norm. So this is being a magical question in everyone's minds. The other thing is, in last October of 2015, we forecasted on the social media and also to our students that we had a high probability in January we're going to go down, mid-February we're going to bottom out, and we're going to go up to about mid-April. Okay, and after that, there was a high probability that the high in mid-April will be the high for the entire year for 2016 for the U.S. stock market. So a lot of people are wondering if this forecast is going to continue to be accurate, and what is our new forecast now that moving forward, since we had a forecast up to April. Okay, so these are the questions that we want to address, and that's what we're going to begin now. So let's go through, before we begin, let's go for our normal disclaimer to state this is for education use only. We're not soliciting you to buy or sell any particular instrument at all. If you do so, you're doing that at your own risk. All information is owned by EII Capital Group, so it cannot be copied or distributed without our written permission. We are broker neutral, so we support all the different charting and brokerage platforms out there. Okay, so let's go straight to the chart. And what I want to do is I want to look at the charts here. This is basically Ichimoku. Ichimoku is a standard free indicator that's available on almost all the charting and brokerage platforms out there. Ichimoku is a very, very simple technical indicator. If you take Ichimoku in its simplest form, basically all you have to do is look for price to be above this cloud here. If price is above the cloud, the sentiment's bullish. If price is in the cloud, the sentiment's basically consolidating. If price is below the cloud, then basically the sentiment is bearish. And what we're looking for is a transition from basically a consolidation state to bullish or bearish. So if you notice here, this is basically, we're going back in time here. This is about 2000 right here, 2003. This is when the stock market started going up, and we went above the cloud. They remained above the cloud, and then basically at the January 14th of 2018, we closed below the weekly cloud here, where finally the weekly sentiment after 2000, since 2003, basically the sentiment changed to being bearish. After that, notice what happened. We kind of consolidated here, we went high, and then right here on 5/19 of 2008, we registered the high, and then the markets tanked. Okay, and that's basically what happened when the real estate bubble busted in 2008. Then what happened, if you notice in here, we got it back above the cloud here in September of 2009. We went up. We never went below the cloud at all, except here in 2011. We had a little bleep below the cloud here, and we'll explain that a little later. And then what happened is we went back above the cloud here in 2012, in January 23, 2012. And since then, we basically went up, 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 up. And then finally here in August 31st, 2015, we went below the cloud, and basically now we're consolidating, and we are now sit there trying to retest this high here. There's a major resistance level, as you guys could probably see here from the charts. It's very clear that we're pretty much right about here is a major resistance level that we can't seem to break. A lot of people thought this was a head and shoulder pattern starting to happen, especially last week. That didn't quite follow through. This week we went up, and the reason why we went up drastically in a short amount of time is due to short cover rally here. So a lot of the bears got caught trying to short this market. Now we're basically heading right back to this major resistance value here, trying to retest that 2100. So the question now is that are we going to retest this 2100 and then break it to retest this high and to keep on going higher in the next couple of months to the end of the year? Or are we going to sit there and basically stop here, start forming lower pivot highs, and start to go down low here and to keep on going down lower? A lot of people basically think that maybe we could go to the monthly chart here, and you could look at the monthly chart and sit there and see what's going on here and what's going to happen. And then the second question is, if we start to go down, does that mean that everything's going to crash? These are all the magical questions that a lot of people are asking, and these are the questions we're definitely going to address. There's no way I could address them in this short amount of time. So what we're going to do is we have a special webinar. It's free to anyone out there. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a webinar and completely analyze the entire stock markets, where we'll analyze not only the E-mini S&P 500 futures, we'll also look at the VIX index. We've been using the VIX on a weekly basis to accurately predict what's happening week to week or every 2 weeks with the U.S. stock markets, and you can see that on social media. We've been doing that very accurately. So we'll look at that. We'll also look at corporate debt. We'll look at treasuries and everything, and what we'll do is we'll take all these different markets, we'll analyze them to determine a story and to provide a forecast, not only a short-term forecast but also a long-term forecast. So this is what we're going to do. Is we're going to have a webinar here. It's free. It's limited seats, so first come, first serve. We're going to have it this Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we're going to have it right before the U.S. stock markets open up Monday. Here's basically a link here to register for free. So hopefully you guys will join us. No video recording will be available to anyone, and the reason why is we want people to attend and to actually understand everything that's going on and to learn. We will also open up the floor for any Q&A you guys have and so forth. Okay? Hope you enjoyed it, and see you guys this Sunday on the webinar.